Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Moving and Breathing for Wellness. I'm Justin with Resonant Body Acupuncture, and today what I wanted to talk about is moving with fluidity and balance. So, in our last episode, we talked a little bit about breathing and how we should expand through the 3 layers of breath. And previous episode, we talked about the basic exercise. So, before we start, we will do a short recap. Alright, so quick recap. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our attention down to our feet, putting our heels together, making about a 90-degree angle. We lift one foot up, shift out, lift the other foot up, shift out. Now both of our feet are roughly parallel and our stance is roughly shoulder width. We bring our fingertips together and incorporating what we learned with our last video on breathing through the 3 layers. We start at the lower level, we sink our way, we begin to expand. About right here, we begin to expand in the middle layer. And once we're up here, we breathe into the upper. Holding our breath for about 1 second, we exhale, looking forward, release the upper, release the middle, release the lower. Bringing our fingertips back together, rise to the lower, in the middle, up into the upper, holding our breath one more time. We exhale to the upper, middle. So, one of the things that I want you guys to pay attention to while I'm doing these is that when I'm lifting my arms over my head, I'm trying to keep both sides moving at a same tempo, rising at a same pace, dropping at a same pace, same tempo, and trying to keep a smooth motion. Some people, when I am having them do this exercise, I notice, so then I tell them to do the exercise in the middle, but what happens is sometimes we'll, come up here and then one side is lifting up slowly, the other side is lifting up a little bit more quickly, or falling, or vice versa. And basically, the reason that's happening is because there is an imbalance in the use of left and right, and the musculature has either hardened or softened on one side versus the other. And so the reason I have them do it in the do the exercise in front of the mirror is so that they can become aware of this. And bringing fluidity into the balance aspect is that when you move slowly and with intention, you can really begin noticing areas that are tight, that are hard to move, and sometimes you'll feel a little bit of, I want to say like a tenseness on one side, or it feels like the movement is slightly jerky, and what that kind of indicates is more like a neuromuscular issue, so that our nerves have been firing to tense and contract muscles in a certain way, and once you slow down the movement process, you begin retraining your nervous system, and you begin to change the synapse connection in between these neuromuscular junctions. And so this is why whenever you see somebody doing Tai Chi or some other form of Qigong or slow moving exercise, that the exercises, they tend to be smooth, fluid. And the reason being is that whenever we move slowly, we really get a good feel about what's tight, what's tense, and where it's tense, where there's a particular blockage, where the musculature is slightly different. And from there, that's when we can actually begin to correct it. So what I wanted to talk about is how we can become a little bit more mindful of moving correctly. So ultimately, what I wanted to share with this video is more just becoming mindful of the way in which we move. And the easiest way to become a little bit more mindful of our movement patterns and habits is by moving slowly and trying to get a sense of left and right balance, front and back balance, and balance through the diagonals. And so we can't really be mindfully moving quickly, or we could, but it's not as effective or as efficient. But once we begin to learn slow movements, micro movements, and smoothing out those movements, we can really begin seeing changes, feeling changes in our quick movements, our fast movements, and our larger movement patterns. And so, in Wing Chun, they have a saying, it's you move slow and smooth so you can move fast and quick. So unfortunately, my phone is running out of storage space right now, so that will conclude this week's video. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Justin with Resonant Body Acupuncture, and this is episode 3 of Moving and Breathing for Wellness. Next week episode, we'll probably start working on other aspects of, or other exercises that we can begin incorporating, but I'm not quite sure just yet. If y'all have any suggestions or want to learn anything more, definitely give me some ideas or comment below. Thanks, and have a great rest of the week, y'all.